Hey Aquarius, welcome to February. So you have a lot going on. I get the feeling that you want to balance more in your life. You want more of a balance in your life. You came to the right place. I'm Jaylynngelato. I read intuitively. We discuss astrology. So I speak from the first house, Aquarius, but the message is gonna apply to your Aquarius placements, okay? So it's your season. The Sun, Saturn, and Mercury all in Aquarius. Venus and Neptune in your second house. There might be some confusion around certain topics in your life right now. Let's talk about it. Okay. We have the Queen of Cups, the Six of Coins, and the Ten of Coins. Okay, this could have to do with a work situation. Either way, you have some weight of emotion invested, okay? Aquarius, I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom too, so money's a big theme for you with activity in your second house, Venus and Neptune. You might be spending a little bit more than usual. You might be indulging a little bit more, especially when it comes to the people you love. It is Valentine's Day tomorrow. Let me shuffle more. So Mercury's already moved into your sign. This last full moon that we had was in your 7th house, and I know what card flipped out. Okay. And it was in Leo. So your relationships have a new perspective since then. Okay, early this month. And if you have a new perspective in your relationships, you probably have a new perspective of a lot of things, because if you could look at your emotions like currency and see how they're being spent, then what else have you been investing in? Okay, what's the confusion about? Let's get clarity on the 7 of Cups. We have the 2 of Swords. Clarity on an indecision. Yes, it's an indecision. We know there's a cloud of confusion. So Neptune has a lot to do with the unseen. Okay, it can have an air of confusion, not in a malefic way, but you know, clarity over confusion is always the better option. So there might be some confusion. This is interesting. Confusion around your finances. I do see this kind of, I do see like an abundant energy though. I'm not, hopefully this isn't like a lost situation, but I don't know why I'm getting confusion around finances. Maybe a business investment that you're making in, you're investing in. It could be a relationship too. I feel like your money and relationships are really close right now. Okay, the way you look at money and love, or work and love. Okay, whatever your career might be. Let's talk more about this. More clarity. Okay, so you're having a hard time making a decision. Maybe because, and now I know Aquarius, you typically don't care what people think about you. Okay, typically. But there's some level of maybe, and I've mentioned this a few months ago, it was like, you're not a hypocrite if you change your mind about something. Fixed air, okay, fixed signs can be very solid in their beliefs, in their core beliefs, and just who they are as a person. And so when you make these evolutionary steps within yourself in your own unique ways, you can start to be like, who am I? Like, am I really doing this? And maybe find yourself, because Neptune's also dreamy, right? So within, it's next to Venus. So you might be judging yourself a little bit too harshly. I invite you to explore those confusing emotions and maybe like journal, you know. I mean, you can do the negatives and positive, the pros and cons if you want, but personally that's never helped me. If you're confused about something, I invite you to write down in words exactly like what you're thinking, or like the full statements, right? And sort of analyze those. And it's weird how seeing it on paper versus just hearing it audibly can bring clarity. Okay. So it might be a little bit of judgment around the workplace, around your finances. This is interesting. We have the Queen of Pentacles. The Two of Cups keeps popping out on the bottom. Okay, so there's definitely somebody on your mind. Okay, what's this confusion about? Is this person asking for money? Is that what it is? How annoying. The Four of Swords. Clarity will come through rest. Your balance will come through rest. It might come through dreams even. You might be having some serious dreams that are like really revealing stuff to you about your life right now that do bring clarity. Mercury is in your sign, Saturn and the Sun is in your sign. Okay, like it's a lot of activity. If you're not into meditating, just try it. Okay, it's something you can do for like 10 minutes a day that will literally affect every area of your life and bring so much clarity, so much. You might not need me if you learn how to like deep meditate. I'm not saying you don't know how to meditate. That's not what I'm implying. I'm just gonna continue with the reading. Okay. So some of you could have a Cancer in your life that you have your eye on and or has their eye on you. This is someone with a lot of ambition and a lot of just power within themselves. Okay, this could be you or someone else. But this is really positive. Okay, this is abundance, the Nine of Pentacles. This is like also, when I see the Nine of Pentacles, sometimes I think of like single energy. So if you are single, you might just find somebody. You might be finding really good opportunities in love and in work. Okay, but either way, I see things happening really quickly. All the planets are direct. I know I've said that to you before, but all the planets are direct right now. And Saturn moves into your second house next month. Okay, so anything that has to do with money right now, you would be well off to get your taxes done. Okay, all the detailed things, the things that you know you need to do. If you need to open a new account, if you need to open a shared account, whatever you need to do with your money, get a head start on that now. Saturn can be kind of uncomfortable. Saturn's already in your sign. Been in your sign for like the past year and a half-ish, 2 years. So you're not foreign to Saturn's intensity, Saturn's tough love. So when it moves into your second house, it's gonna be there for quite a while, right? So like around 2 years. I think it's 2.5. Don't mark my words on that. But everything that has to do with your values, okay, the way you value people, the way you value your money, your time, all of your values and your possessions, your property, things like that are going to be really highlighted. Okay, this is basically, instead of you being under your who you are as a person being under a microscope, it's gonna be your possessions, your relationships, how you communicate and how it hits. Okay, for the next 2 years. And that's when Pisces and Saturn do their thing. But listen, there will be a retrograde. So like and subscribe so you are here and we can discuss that later in the year. But let's get back to you. Let's get back to you in this reading. Okay, so that was single. I think if you are single, You might just be a little bit tired of people. There might be some argumentative energies around you, or, you know, you'd rather be in your bag than the drama, which is totally understandable. But sometimes we can avoid things. Sometimes we can avoid things that way. Yeah, there's some tension. There's some tension maybe in your friend groups, maybe it's your family, maybe it's just within yourself, and the way you've been, you know, treating yourself. Like if you've been judgmental toward yourself or hard on yourself, don't do that. Write that down. Don't do that. But yeah, I feel like there's just some things you're over, and since the planets all went direct and Saturn's been doing its thing with you for so long, you're ready to be content. You're ready to be abundant and happy and clear on where you stand with everyone, clear on what you're emotionally invested in, clear on what you're financially invested in. Okay, what's coming out for Aquarius? And this is fresh love. Okay, this is really big. Okay, either you want to be with someone or someone really wants to be with you. I mean, if you're already in a relationship, the single stuff doesn't apply to you, right? But I do see some happiness in love department, okay? The World is a really big card. Like this person might make you feel like, oh, you're on top of the world, or you make them feel that way. You have Pluto in your 12th house, Venus. Yeah, this past full moon, I think made you look at everything a little bit differently. And I do feel your heart opening. I feel you maybe like exploring new territory just for fun. Like, I feel like if this is a new person coming in, or maybe the person that you've been with, there's a level to this relationship where you're just like excited to do things with them. Okay, you could be doing it with anyone else and you want to be that excited, but you're excited to do those things with this person because now you have all these things that you've never done before, and you have someone to do it with, someone that you really like. So the Four of Cups. Some of you are looking for something that isn't far out of reach. It's not out of reach at all. Okay, so if you are single, I feel like you might have walked away from a situation, and you might be listening to this reading talking about, hell no, that's not me. I'm solo and I'm not interested in love. That is the situation for some of you. But if you are interested, I do see... Let me talk about this connection. What kind of connection is this? This was already flipped, the Queen of Wands, so we'll talk about her in a second. Let's talk about this new connection coming in, and if they're worth your time. Or see, okay, this new connection coming in. We have the High Priestess in reverse. So it might not, okay, and the King of Cups, it might not be like the best match right now. But also, if you're not in the vicinity of wanting to be in a relationship, it's not to say that you won't attract a relationship. It's usually when you care the least that what you want comes right to you. Okay, I feel like some of you kind of gave up in romantic situations, or you're just, you know, just clocked out. And I feel like when you're tapped into your intuition and all that, when the time is right, it's going to be right there. Okay, there's no rush. You're not missing out on anything. This person's going to be available when you're ready. Exactly what I just said. Okay, I think that's good, Aquarius. So if you want to get more personal, go into your personal situations, I have mini readings, full readings, and love readings on my website. I'll link that below. Follow me on all my stuff, and I'll see you next month.